how hard can it really be to make Portal 3? Portal introduced us to the Aperture Science Enrichment Center, a place full of mind-bending physics puzzles where you can become emotionally attached to inanimate objects, get messed with by sassy robots, and enjoy a slice of cake. It's a game series that so beautifully executes its puzzles that even the most mind-bending experiences suddenly become rewarding and intuitive. There's nothing quite like hopping around from portal to portal, and I can't seem to get enough of it. But this is a Valve game we're talking about, and it doesn't seem like Portal 3 is happening anytime soon. So instead of waiting around, I figured I'd try to fill the portal-shaped hole in my heart by opening up Game Builder Garage and finding out just how hard it is to make my very own Portal game. My first task was to try and create a model for the iconic Portal gun. And thanks to previous trial and error in my Metroid Prime 4 video, it wasn't too tricky to figure out how to create a first-person player and gun using simple boxes and cylinders. So I slapped some shapes together and added a few textures, and suddenly I had my very own Franken-shaped Portal gun. It's beautiful. But despite looking the part, at this point in time, my Portal gun really didn't do anything other than jiggle about. And because running into an empty void is more of a reminder of my existential dread than exhilarating gameplay, I figured it was time to create some portals. So I created a projectile for my Portal gun and worked long into the night trying to create the perfect portal system. I don't know why, but I really struggled to figure out a good way to create functional portals, and as the sun began to rise on a new day, I suddenly realized I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'd completely hit a brick wall. But after taking a break to watch some cat videos, the clouds parted and it suddenly all became clear. And after rigging up some teleport nodons, I was ready for my first test. And I portal from one location to a slightly different location. Well, there's only one way to find out. Here we go! Oh my god, I'm stuck in the portal! Oh my god, I could see between worlds. Where the fuck am I? Is this what death feels like? I realized that I hadn't created a cooldown on the portals, so as soon as you made contact with them, you would teleport between them infinitely and experience spaghettification. But once I'd sticky taped the interdimensional rift shut, my portals actually worked. So obviously I immediately launched myself into outer space. Whee! The only issue with my portals though was that I couldn't successfully get them to adjust their rotation to match the surface they were on. So I made my portal spheres to give better feedback and readability to the player, and after a lot of tweaking, I had a solid portal mechanic, which means we're ready to move on to creating some cubes. I really love the personification of the companion cubes in the Portal series, so I jumped into the sprite editor and tried to recreate my own companion cube. And once I was happy with the design, I made it so that the player could pick up the cube and carry it around. But if you've played Portal, you'll know that where there's a companion cube, there also needs to be a furnace to throw it into. So I made a simple furnace and connected it to a button which opened and closed its lid. And with my furnace complete, unfortunately, the time has come to test it by casting my beloved cube into the fires of Mount Doom. We've been through so much together, little companion cube. That trip to Italy, that time we got married, our cube children. But now it's time to say goodbye. And because cube murder gets my evil juices flowing, I decided that I should move on and try to create an enemy. Now, enemies are few and far between in the Portal games, but the ones that are there are great. And I wanted to try and recreate a personal favorite of mine, the sentry turret. How can you not love an enemy that politely apologizes after murdering you and can be defeated with a slight nudge? My sentry came together pretty quickly, and the hardest part of it ended up being trying to make it stand upright using a tripod configuration. Nope. Yep. Not quite. Eventually I got my sentry to stand though, and just like in the games, I immediately pushed it over. Alrighty, we've got an enemy and most of the mechanics are in place, which means it's time for some level design. I had a lot of fun with the level design. I created some really basic and minimal wall textures, created a simple weighted button puzzle and connected it to a sliding door, and I even added some floor lights to really sell that your actions are affecting the world around you. I really wanted to recreate the glowy sphere redirection puzzles where you use your portals to aim a projectile at a target, and it was a lot of work, but to my surprise, I pulled that off too, which meant that the last thing I needed to do was make it so that the level exit opens when you throw your companion cube into the furnace. And with the level coming together nicely, it was time to write some Portal-inspired music for my level. Now, the music in Portal is a mix of really minimal drone sweeps and thumping electronic beats. So I opened up GarageBand, played a single droning note until my finger cramped and sweat ran down my thumbs, and then I let those fat beats drop. And with the music finished off, everyone, this is my Portal game. So now that I've made a Portal game, is it really that hard to do? Yes, this one was really tough and full of head scratches, but I loved it because there's such a beautiful simplicity to the design sensibilities of the Portal games, which is why they're such perfect examples of what the puzzle platforming genre is capable of. So make more of them, Valve. If you want to play my Portal level for yourself, there's a code for the game in the description, so feel free to go and break it and find all of its glitches. And if you enjoyed this video, why not check out some of my other videos? I've tried to make Mario Sunshine 2, Metroid Prime 4, a 3D Sonic, and a bunch of other games. Thanks again, everyone. It's been nice seeing some new faces in the comments. I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a great day.